Hello, I'm Jackie Clarkson, and I'm asking for your vote on October 20th. I've been very proud to be a native New Orleanian, mother of 5, grandmother of 10, a businesswoman of 38 years, a city councilwoman representing District C, and a state representative, all with integrity and a track record of getting things done with great leadership. I need your support. Thank you.
Obviously, the majority of our audience is a diverse audience. It's African American, Hispanic, and Asian, primarily represented in the Orleans Parish area, but we do reach the rest of the state. So you get an opportunity to address some of the bigger issues too. Question 1, and we're going to just roll through these, and you have at it. When you hear the term diversity, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Multicultural capital of America. And I've been proud to represent the most diverse district in the city of New Orleans and probably in most of the country. District C with an East Bank or West Bank, majority African American, and very populated with Hispanic and Vietnamese.
That's awesome. When obviously when a governor takes office, there's a whole lot of people that get jobs or don't get jobs. And in hiring practices, how will you ensure fairness in hiring practices of a diverse community?
Well, in my own life, my business staff and my political staffs have always been diverse, always. And you can check back 40 years with me, 38 years. And I mean, back before it was even fashionable, I had diverse realtors that I hired working for me. I brought a lot of young, talented, beautiful African-American women into real estate and was very proud of that.
How does that help your business?
I don't think I ever thought about it, how it helped my business so much as how it enriched everybody's lives, because we dealt with a lot of the different communities in selling houses, and I felt they would all, most people like to work with their own kind of people. That's not only color. That was true as to whether you wanted somebody that understood a soccer mom that needed to live by the right soccer team, or somebody that knew the best Baptist church, or somebody that knew the best type of art school. And I would always try to match my agents with my clients, with our clients, to service them. And it wasn't necessarily race, but it was by lifestyle. And it helped, so it helped me and my clients, and I guess it helped business too, to match people so that their quality of life was met, not just buy a house.
So along the lines of fairness in your hiring practices, what about procurement and the ability to get the right contracts to the right firms, locally owned as well as minority owned?
First of all, we need stronger requirements for locally owned, and then it would automatically have minority owned. That's number one, and that should be just not even from the standpoint so much as minority as just we need local jobs. That ought to be a rule. It's hard to put rules like that in because sometimes they're abused, and other times they're not used. And so I think it's very important that we create the rules and regulations to ensure that we have minority business opportunities. And more importantly, we need to create the opportunity for these people to have success, which comes with a lot of job training, on-job training, and tax incentives too.
One big thing that a lot of folks have talked about was the state was seeking to purge the voter rolls. And last we heard, according to the Times-Picayune article, less than a couple hundred were actually purged off the rolls. How do you feel about that, and particularly how do you feel about the involvement of the displaced community being engaged in politics locally?
Well, I believe in purging the rolls if voters are illegal. I think purging for the sake of purging, so that people that are still away from home can't vote, is wrong. That's un-American. It's unconstitutional. I think I was very happy at a purging many years ago, nothing to do with Katrina, because a lot of dead people on the rolls had voted for me once, we discovered. I mean, voted against me once, we discovered. So purging can have its assets. You do make it legal. It depends on who's purging and what's the purpose and what's the cause. We do need to bring people home, and a lot of that is very contingent upon the Road Home program, which is state-run. And we need to put on the new governor and the new legislature, we need to put some pressure to get the Road Home to deliver. And I think a lot's been done from the insurance office of the state to help clean up the insurance problem. But insurance and road home are the key to bringing people home, and that's state. What can the city council do? Keep the pressure on the state, keep the awareness in the limelight.
What's the role, do you believe, that the governor should play in addressing Orleans Parish crime rate?
Oh, whatever he can do. For one thing, he could take charge of the whole criminal justice system. He could help us get it very definitely. He has to be hands-on, absolutely. And we need an entire new criminal justice system set up better than it is now. One of the main things we need to do as we get the immediate crime problem, we're under siege right now. We need to get that under control. We need to do it by getting our police district stations out of trailers. We need to give them the proper equipments and tools and resources. They're operating with very inadequate equipment. And FEMA money's sitting there, unused. Unused. We need to go get the private sector and let them lead the initiative to take that FEMA money and make it work if they have to match it. They would do that. Our entire private sector would do that.
Should we be looking to replace the chief of police or the district attorney at this point?
I wouldn't replace the chief of police. I would get his troops out of, the harm's way they're in, what they're operating with, in working in trailers and working without equipment. And then I would expand his police force, and I would increase his budget for recruitment and retention. Then you put his feet to the fire. That would not be fair now. The district attorney, I am not at all happy with the district attorney. He's had every opportunity, and I'm very displeased.
Okay. Should Charity Hospital be reopened?
Absolutely, positively, as fast as we can, and downtown New Orleans, and there shouldn't be any other consideration. And Anthony, besides the need for the indigent health care right here in downtown, we need the synergy of being Butchie Lane Medical Center, like LSU always was.
Right.
That they had started consortiums. They had teamed up to be the residency program at Charity.
Right.
That's a procurement of residents for this city that bring us some of the finest doctors in the world. And in addition to that, they have built a research consortium for a cancer center on Tulane Avenue, breaking ground next year. We need that synergy. We need a medical industry here.
Absolutely.
And that's what Tulane and LSU, what that creates, the biomedical industry. That's $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year jobs for our young professionals.
Young techs.
Absolutely.
You heard it out there. What's the future outlook on underperforming public schools? What would you do about that?
I'd need a lot more time.
Do you like the direction?
I like the direction of somebody stepped in and took over. Charter on one end and recovery on the other. We don't need 3 school systems, though.
Right.
We don't need to pay for 3 school systems. We need to analyze the millage. Do you know the millage we pay on ad valorem taxes? 52 of those go to the school board and 48 to the city. Now, the school board is only operating a third of the systems. So let's do an analysis on where the millage is going, where are the children, where's the money? It's supposed to follow the children.
Right.
So we're not adequately funding the children if we're paying for 3 school systems. I'm a believer in charter schools like we did them in Algiers, open access. I'm a believer in specialized charter schools, and I think that's going to be one of our answers. I also think we need the state to come in here, and if Mr. Vallis is going to do a great job on the Pass Track, which I believe in, then I think we need that too. But we need to find out who's on first and who's doing what, so we'll know what's left with, so that we don't have underlap and overlap, especially with money.
Oh, I agree. This is the last question. If you could address the minority audience, what is the single largest initiative that you believe you bring that directly impacts that audience?
First of all, I've been very proud to represent a majority African American district and have always met the demands from the poverty to education to entrepreneurs, and very proudly so. I think the best thing we can bring to the African American community is jobs. Jobs, 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 and ensure that they can be a part of the opportunity for the jobs as well as the education.